Could Donald Trump be the last American president before the rapture? Are world events aligning with Bible prophecy in a way that signals we are closer than ever to the end times? In this discussion, we'll dive into key biblical prophecies, analyze the global situation, and consider how Trump's role in history could be part of God's timeline. The name Trump and biblical symbolism. The Bible speaks of a last trump in 1 Corinthians 15:52. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. The connection between Trump's name and this verse has led many to wonder if his presence in world politics is a sign from God. While the verse refers to a literal trumpet, during Trump's presidency, major prophetic events unfolded, including the recognition of Jerusalem as Israel's capital. Could these events be leading us closer to the fulfillment of end-time prophecy? Signs of the end times in today's world. Jesus told his followers to watch for specific signs that would signal his return. Matthew 24:3-14. Looking at current events, we see clear parallels. Moral decline society is embracing sin on an unprecedented level, much like the days of Noah and Lot. Wars and rumors of wars, global tensions are rising, from the Middle East to conflicts between superpowers. Israel in the spotlight. Biblical prophecy centers around Israel, and in recent years, major political decisions have shifted focus back to Jerusalem. Technology and control, the push for digital IDs, cashless transactions, and global surveillance hints at a coming system that could align with the mark of the beast prophecy. A great falling away. Many churches are abandoning biblical truth, fulfilling the prophecy of a great apostasy before the Antichrist is revealed. This exploration is not merely about politics. It invites viewers to engage in a thought-provoking dialogue about the role of faith in understanding our leaders and the times we live in. We also consider how it reveals deeper spiritual truths and connections. The video encourages viewers to contemplate the broader implications of political decisions and their alignment with spiritual principles. Could Trump have been a restrainer? The Bible speaks of a restrainer that holds back evil until the appointed time. Some believe this refers to the Holy Spirit working through the church, but others suggest it could include leaders who oppose globalist agendas. During Trump's time in office, there was resistance against the push for one world governance. When his presidency ended, globalist policies accelerated, along with increasing lawlessness and division. Was his leadership delaying the rise of the Antichrist system? As he's back to power, will he slow it down again, or will events escalate even faster? A time of decision, revival, or judgment? If Trump plays a role in future events, will it bring a time of revival, or be a final warning before judgment? Will the nation turn back to God, as Nineveh did in Jonah's time? Or will it continue down the path of rebellion, like Babylon in Revelation? Regardless of political events, the bigger question is, where do you stand with God? The Bible makes it clear that the rapture will happen suddenly, and only those who are ready will be taken. Let's take a look at the World Economic Forum, their agenda, and Trump's impact. The World Economic Forum, WEF, is a powerful organization that pushes a vision for a globalized future, often referred to as the Great Reset. This vision includes centralizing control over economies, pushing for digital currencies, increasing surveillance, and promoting policies that many believe align with biblical prophecies about a coming one-world government. However, Trump's leadership, both in his first term and possibly in his second, has created major roadblocks for their agenda. Let's break it down. The WEF, led by Klaus Schwab, has laid out several goals that could reshape humanity's future. Some of their key initiatives include the Great Reset, a strategy to rebuild the world economy by centralizing power among global elites, reducing national sovereignty, and increasing government influence over financial and social systems. A key component of this plan is the push for digital IDs and central bank digital currencies, CBCs, a shift that could tighten government control over finances and personal freedoms. A clear example of how this system can be weaponized occurred in early 2022 when Canadian truckers, part of the Freedom Convoy, protested against COVID-19 vaccine mandates as they traveled across the country demanding an end to restrictions. The Canadian government responded by invoking the Emergencies Act, granting authorities the power to freeze bank accounts linked to the protests. Major banks complied, blocking access to funds for individuals and organizations involved in the movement. This action raised serious concerns about civil liberties, with critics arguing it was an overreach of government power and a violation of financial rights. Many saw it as a warning sign of how easily state-controlled financial systems can be used to silence dissent. Now, imagine this happening on a global scale. A fully digital financial system would place everyone at the mercy of the state, allowing governments to control transactions, restrict access to money, and enforce compliance with their policies. This level of financial control is eerily similar to what the Bible warns about in Revelation 13, a system where no one can buy or sell unless they conform. Are we witnessing the foundation of a prophesied one-world financial system? But financial control is only one piece of the puzzle. Climate control policies, a tool for global governance? Alongside digital financial systems, climate policies are being used to restrict industries, limit individual freedoms, and centralize power under global authorities. A key example is the aggressive push to reduce carbon emissions, which has led to controversial initiatives such as banning beef to curb methane emissions. In some regions, policies encourage people to shift toward insect-based diets, the consumption of bugs, and plant-based alternatives under the guise of sustainability. Critics argue that these climate-driven restrictions are more about control than conservation. By influencing what people eat, how they travel, and how industries operate, global elites gain greater leverage over the daily lives of individuals. When combined with food control, surveillance, and financial restrictions, this system mirrors the prophecies of a future where power is concentrated under one ruling entity, a scenario often associated with the end times. Another piece of the end-time puzzle is the universal basic income and AI governance programs that increase government dependence while automating jobs. One of the most concerning aspects of the World Economic Forum's WEF agenda is their push for universal basic income, UBI, and AI-driven governance. While these programs are marketed as ways to help humanity, they could actually lead to greater government control, loss of freedoms, and a system that aligns with biblical prophecy about a one-world government. Trump's resistance to globalist economic policy. Direct statements from Trump's 2025 World Economic Forum speech that contradicts the WEF's agenda is, "I terminated the ridiculous and incredibly wasteful Green New Deal. I call it the Green New Scam, withdrew from the one-sided Paris Climate Accord, and ended the insane and costly electric vehicle mandate. We're going to let people buy the car they want to buy." This statement directly opposes the WEF's push for extreme climate policies, centralized global regulations, and restrictions on traditional energy sources. By rejecting the Green New Deal and the Paris Climate Agreement, Trump positioned himself against the globalist agenda that seeks to control industries and personal choices under the pretense of climate action. Let's take a closer look at universal basic income, UBI, another key component of the globalist agenda. Universal basic income is a system where governments give every citizen a set amount of money, regardless of employment status. It is often promoted as a solution to job losses caused by automation and AI. The WEF and other globalist organizations have proposed UBI as part of their Great Reset agenda, claiming it will create a more equitable society. So what's the real agenda behind UBI? At first, UBI sounds appealing. Who wouldn't want free money? But looking deeper, this system has major risks. Government dependency. If people rely on the government for survival, they will be more willing to comply with whatever conditions are set. If you don't follow the rules, your payments could be cut off instantly. Digital control over finances. UBI is often linked to digital currencies, like central bank digital currencies, CBCs. These currencies would allow governments to track, restrict, or freeze transactions at any time. No more private ownership. The WEF has promoted the idea that by 2030, you will own nothing and be happy, implying that material possessions and financial independence will be replaced by government-provided resources. A step toward the mark of the beast? Revelation 13, 16, and 17 warns of a system where no one can buy or sell without the mark of allegiance to the Antichrist. A UBI tied to digital ID verification could be a precursor to this prophetic system. Trump has opposed increased government dependency and has encouraged self-reliance and job creation. As he is back in office, his policies could delay the globalists' UBI plans. But if he is removed from the picture, will this system be forced onto the world even faster? Another key concern is the use of artificial intelligence, AI in governance, the use of AI to make major economic and political decisions. The WEF and other globalist entities believe AI can replace human leaders in many areas, from law enforcement to economic policy. How could AI governance be used for control? Mass surveillance AI-driven systems can track online activity, social media behavior, and financial transactions, creating a social credit system like China's, where citizens are rewarded or punished based on compliance. Automating censorship AI is already being used to control online speech, flagging content that goes against globalist narratives. A world governed by AI could mean a complete loss of free speech. Decision-making without human ethics. AI does not have morality. It follows programmed rules. Imagine a world where AI decides who receives benefits, who gets medical care, or who is denied access to society. Replacing human jobs, the WEF openly supports replacing millions of jobs with AI. With fewer people working, UBI becomes necessary, which then leads to more government control over personal lives. Trump's presidency focused on bringing jobs back to America, strengthening the workforce, and reducing the influence of big tech. His leadership created resistance to AI-driven governance. Will he continue to fight against this system, or will the globalists double down on their efforts to implement AI control before he can stop it? The combination of UBI and AI governance is a dangerous step toward the prophesied one-world system. Revelation 13:1617 warns of a future where economic transactions will be controlled, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand, or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. When money becomes digital, jobs are replaced by AI and people are dependent on government-controlled income. The system is ripe for the arrival of the Antichrist. The question now is, what should we do? Stay spiritually awake. Jesus warned us to watch for the signs. As these systems take shape, we must remain vigilant, discerning, and prayerful, ensuring we are not deceived by the growing tide of global control. Resist digital control, use cash when possible. Support local businesses and avoid systems that demand digital ID tracking. Trust in God, not government. While leaders come and go, God's kingdom is eternal. Our hope is not in Trump or any politician, but in Jesus Christ, the soon-coming King. Do you believe Trump's second term in office could be linked to the last Trump in 1 Corinthians 15:52, marking the moment before the rapture? Could this be the final warning before Christ's return? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's dive into this powerful discussion. Subscribe and stay watchful. Jesus is coming soon.